Yo, what up, y'all? We're here hanging out after the s.k.i.p CD release party. How y'all feeling? How was the show?
Super good.
It was fucking awesome. It was awesome.
Yeah. Amazing. Everybody was there. Everybody that was there seemed to enjoy themselves a lot. You know what I'm saying? And it seemed real. It felt like what it is that was being shared was actually real. You know what I'm saying? Like people didn't just clap for you saying anything. You know what I'm saying? Like they had to make some sense. And then they was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm down with that. So shit was real, definitely, and I really appreciate, the crowd being true to themselves as well as helping to celebrate what it is that we preciously nurture, which is not only hip hop, but this time Skip's album, until the very end. So. You know what it is. Yeah, I mean, our niece the doors. The doors.
Yo. Okay, Saint Tellah's about to do some karate.
Yo,
We're gonna do an instructional video.
That kid was really ill. I've only heard Man from the Near Future, really, and then I heard like another track that I thought was like okay, and then I'm a super prude about MCs because I like to see originality. I like to see very unique timings. I like to see people finishing what they say and making crisp enunciations and shit like that. On every technical scale that I could grade that motherfucker, he knocked it out the ballpark. And then he was uber creative with all of the different flows that he approached all of those awesome beats. And so for me to see that, and then the little nuances, the little fucking the little rides on the cymbal and shit, it was just really cool. It was and then the backdrop and everything. It was a very, very awesome event. And everybody there seemed to be there for the right reasons.
Exactly.
There for the right reasons. Yo, how long have you been MCing?
Shit. Since I was 4 years old. You know what I'm saying? So born in 75, 76, 77, 78, 79. That's when Sugar Hill Gang came out, and I did not like them. You know what I'm saying? When they first came out, which actually kind of proved me right a little bit, like as to why it is that I don't have such opinionated, state of mind about them, because I found out they didn't write that rhyme. You know what I'm saying? So,
that shit blew my mind.
But yeah, like I mean, for me, like it was my cousins. My cousins, they loved, you know what I'm saying? They just love good music, and that song happened to be one of the songs that they really, really loved. So they would always sing it. So I heard it before I heard it on the radio from them. I heard it from them, and I thought that when Sugar Hill Gang came on, that they stole it from my cousins. You know what I'm saying? But I was 4 years old, you know what I mean? So, but that's when I was kind of like introduced to it in hip hop form. Otherwise, like my father's a poet. His father's a poet. His father's father is a poet. You know what I mean? That's how it is that he linked up with my mom, is he kicked poetry to her. Feel me? So one of the first writings that I actually found was in my father's closet. I found all these notebooks and notepads and things like that of just words, love letters that he had written to my mom's, stacked mad high, you know what I'm saying, mad boxes, you know what I'm saying. A lot of other poems, you know what I'm saying, were with other poets and things like that, and like, other things that they also did. But a lot of them shits was straight up, to my mom. So that was like my first introduction, towards it. And ever since then, like I was kicking real rhymes when I was fucking 4 years old. My first prose poem was about Santa Claus actually being Satan. My dad still has that shit as proof. You know what I mean? So, yes, shit was real. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't just like dabbling, you know what I mean? I was trying to be my pops,
dude, When I first heard, and I keep on harassing you about this, dude, because like a lot of my friends really hyped up the Soulillaquists sound. And again, me being like, and I don't know why I'm this way, but I'm a rap prude. Like I like to be able to feel the shit before I actually say, okay, that's good, Right. And the more people hype something up, the more I'm like, let me see, And so dismay, I ended up having all these people saying, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Oh, they're this, they're this, they're this, they're this. And I stayed with that very staunch perspective. And then I had my fucking lid blown back when I got to see that new Sheriff video. And the fucking lyrics. Dude, anybody who knows me, again, I am the biggest asshole about MCs, dude. You have got to listen to the way that Swamburger approaches this verse and the way that the energy, I mean, the timing is fucking perfect. If you're an MC, if you know anything about MCing or rapping, it's amazing. Next, make sure that you look up the word griot, because I am no longer an MC or a rapper. I am one of those.
Yeah,
Swamburger introduced me into that,
yes,
into that term. I don't, however it's pronounced, because I love it.
Yeah, well, a lot of the MCs have pronounced it as griot. You know what I'm saying? As well as some other folks, but you know, the way I was introduced to it was griot. You know, Griot. Feel me? But Freestyle Fellowship had an album called Inner City Griots. That's how they said it. You know what I mean? Just to let you guys know that it was in existence. You know what I'm saying? I'm not making this shit up, and I'm not just some historian, some whacked out historian that tries to, you know, baffle everybody with my fucking knowledge. You know what I mean? It was actually out there. You know what I mean? It's called Inner City Griots, and one of the singles was Boundaries. Boundaries. I gotta be righteous. I gotta be me. You know what I mean? So, yes. There you go.
Last thing, because we do have DaVinci and we do have Swamburger here from Soulillaquists Sound. In a phrase, dude. Why do you? What makes you guys do music, man? I mean, like, I know you love it. I know you're trying to want to spread your message, but why do you specifically do music, and why do you specifically do music?
Well, the reason I do music is definitely geared towards like speaking. Speaking is sound. Speaking is vibration. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like an understanding of what it is, not just the content of what you're saying, but how you're able to say it. You know what I mean? Like, you got these vocal chords, you know what I'm saying, which hence chords like you know, chord progressions or whatever, you know. So you have different ways of saying things. Like, if I'm talking to my girl, my voice goes higher. You know what I'm saying? Right, exactly. It's like, oh, hey, what up, girl? You know. So, I mean, in a way, it's already making music. So to attempt to actually hone in on some of that has always been something that I've been inspired to do, especially when I would hear my pops, you know, kick poems and things like that. Like, I found that not that it was boring, but it was just like I wanted to see. It's almost like because I'm also an artist. I wanted to see those words. You know what I'm saying? So the way that I would express them when I would talk was kind of like naturally rapping or singing, if you will. Feel me? Which a lot of rappers end up doing. Like, once they get bored of rapping, they try to sing. Feel me? And again, I think it has a lot to do with the understanding of sound, what is coming out of your mouth. You feel me? It's all vibration. It's all sound. So, like, again, I would say that the biggest thing that intrigued me about it was my actual sound, was my actual voice. You know what I mean? And like, I didn't just want to speak the same way that everybody else is speaking. I wanted to, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to be like, yeah, I gotta get over the hill. This legend when I was coming to the future, credible, edible, simple, you know what I mean? I wanted to, you know.
And it's sad that a lot of people don't even realize like how many different ways that they can approach something.
Exactly.
All the tools that we have in the English language, and I might be kind of hokey because I think sometimes when I hear rap in other languages, it really throws me off because I'm used to hearing the intonations and the things that happen within our language and the sounds that are available that present themselves that way. And so yes, it's like, you know, you can say one idea this way, but if you actually approach it with inflection, with stresses, with timing and things like this, then it can convey like a picture. It's almost a picture in the way that you say it, because there's so many reasons behind everything that you do. Like that. That's fucking awesome.
I mean, you definitely don't want to be a cartoon character. You know what I'm saying? Like,
not a joke.
I mean, you can be like on certain tracks, but you don't necessarily want to convey so much. I don't necessarily want to convey so much that I'm a character, you know what I'm saying, as opposed to like, I love sound, you know what I mean? I love fucking with sound, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and people, DaVinci, there's people that can do that.
Sir, exactly.
There's people that can do the cartoon thing, but it's because they're genuinely that way. They're genuinely animated for that.
I've seen some of the energy that you have.
Dose is a good example of someone who can have so much character, it's otherworldly, or even cartoonish almost at points, or really dramatic, surreal almost, like too much for what reality is. But I actually saw that dude speak in real life.
Yeah,
I've spoken to that dude, and that's exactly the way it's like, hey, how you doing? It's really cool, you know, and it's just like, it's genuine. As far as what inspired me to make music, initially, I was just enthralled and captivated by this stuff I was hearing from other artists. Growing up, I heard hip-hop, and when I would put this stuff on my headphones, like, I'd get lost in this sea of sound. And I was like, holy shit, how can this be possible? I've never heard anything like this. You know, I've heard stuff with guitars and drums and things like this. I've never heard these textures come together in this type of way. And it made me see things that I didn't know existed. And because of that, because of my astonishment with what I was hearing, I had such a passion for that I had to try to do it myself as well. I wanted to try to do the same thing. Fast forward to now, or maybe even a couple of years ago, now I see I do it because it's what I do. You know what I mean? Like it turned into just being a part of what I identify myself with, and I enjoy that, so I continue it. But I also I see it. I grew to see it as something like he was talking about. Like it's a way to communicate with such style that you can't necessarily in conversation. Not apparently, at least. I'd say that we've conversed enough that our style of communication can be like a song.
Oh hell yeah!
You know, but
hell yeah!
But most immediately apparent to a listener, it's a super cool way to convey something. And it's a way to make stuff that I can't necessarily do.
Wrap it up.
Yeah, the time's about to die, guys. I just want y'all to be able to say bye before it cuts you off all fucked up, and then
I can hear it.
Yo, hey,
Soulillaquists sounds.
We got
Swamburger.
DaVinci, we got Swamburger,
DaVinci.
we got Robzilla, and St. Tellah.
Nice.
Yo, nah, seriously, sorry, dude. I didn't mean to flat tire you. No, these guys are absolutely awesome. Look for their music, listen to their shit. Your latest album that's been released is available where and how can you get it?
It is what? www.soilla.com, or come see me on the street, me or DaVinci, or pick it up in any fucking store. You know what I mean? You go to www.anti.com.
Just go to SOLILLA.com.
There you go. Boom.
All right. Yo, check
Put it in the
out.
shopping cart.
Y'all are not going to be disappointed. DaVinci, y'all want to say bye? Anybody want to say bye to before you peace out? Because I mean, I know y'all done this many times.
Want to say peace? You know what I mean? Keep doing what it is that you're doing, and if it's whack, keep doing it. But don't call yourself hip-hop.
amen to that, brother.
Peace.
Yeah. How do I turn this off?